Okay, today is September 14, 2015, and here is my music room slash man cave, I guess. So I guess we'll go in and enter and show you around. I'll close the door behind me. And right behind the door is, I guess this is a band poster from 2010 New Year's Eve that was sponsored by Miller Lite. Had a gig we did, and then as I go around the walls, I got some license plates here, some of them are aviation related. I got my Liverpool scarf up there. Let's see, I'm into aviation, so there's pictures here of my software that I did in 1998. 150,000 copies sold. There was a newspaper article on it. That's a DC-3 yoke. Some DC-3 models there. Aviation radio. Chest clock. I don't know why I put that there. Kind of look cool. DC-3 pistons. Some more aircraft. A couple of Van Halen books. And that there was the first DC-3 I flew, and I had a custom-made model made of wood made for me. Go back to the side here, a band. That's an old band poster from another New Year's Eve gig that we did. A box of chocolates. Let's see, some musical notes, other band posters there from previous years. And that scarf there was knitted by my wife Patty. We tried to do the Van Halen Frankenstripes on a scarf. It was actually pretty hard to do for her, but I kind of like it. Underneath there, another picture of the DC-3 I used to fly. Here's me in the cockpit. And then what we got here. Oh, I use this for the boat, but I use it in the room here too for my iPhone, and I'll play my iTunes on there, or Pandora. It's great for that. Two practice amps here, Fender Mustangs, with all the effects built in that I can dial in. I use these more often than not for band practice. I don't use them for gigs, but great for band practice. There's two of those there. Then you get to my guitars. First one is the exact replica of Eddie's Frankenstrat. There's some modifications on this. I got a Floyd Rose big brass block on the back. It has a kill switch, and the neck pickup works by pulling out the tone or volume knob there. I'm also on my second Floyd Rose. I wore the first one out. Behind that would be my number 2 guitar, which is a stock EVH Bumblebee, but that has a modification with another big brass block on the back of the Floyd Rose. Behind that is the Kramer, which has a maple body, so it's really bright sounding. No modifications to that at all, other than the stripes I put on it. EVH Vintage White Wolfgang, that has slight modification on it with the toggle switch and the big brass block on the back of that. This one here behind the thing, this Frankenstrike red, white and black, that used to be my number 1 guitar. It's got a left-handed neck, but the dots are on the top for a right-handed player. A lot of modifications on that one. The pickups are individually wired, so I can take it out of phase, or I can use the toggle switch as a kill switch. So it has a brass nut on it and a Wilkinson tremolo. Behind that's the black and white Fender 83 Strat, which has the Fender lace pickups on it that Clapton used to use, rosewood fingerboard. And the one behind that is a 1962 Strat. I only use those two for practice and new songs for the band while I'm at home. Behind that is my latest addition. It's actually a Fender Squier bass that I use for recording when I'm doing recordings. Behind that is that light brown acoustic, which I sometimes use to practice songs with. I've had that a long time, many years. And then behind that is the Ibanez, it's kind of a dark blue electric acoustic guitar that I was going to use for gigs, but I tend to use a clean sound on my electric guitars, but it's still good. I still use that. It's a really nice guitar. Okay, I stand back here and then you look at the wall, more band posters. Some of them go back a few years ago. This was a band I was in the 80s called the Land Sharks. Another band poster from a gig a few years back. That one's an older one. You'll notice different lineups in a lot of these. That's also an older one, t-shirt, Van Halen t-shirt that's upside down. My red and white hat that my daughter knitted for me, stripes, I love stripes. Some headphones. Here is the my PV Bandit amp. I use this on gigs on the other side of the stage, since we don't always mic up, so I like to have a stereo sound on stage, and since it has its own volume, then I'll run this from the preamp of my main rig. And then on top of that is some pedals I use just for practice really. The distortion is a booster pedal there. And then this one here is the looper pedal that I can use for recording drum tracks, bass, guitars, that kind of thing. Picture of me and my son from years ago. Moving along the wall, I guess, there's a picture here. My mum passed away in 2013, January. That was her harmonica. She was a musician. She played piano and sang. So it's always nice to have that up on the wall. Reminds me of where I come from. Another t-shirt, upside down. Eddie Strat, of course. This one is a gal dressed up as vintage Forces sitting on a DC-3. Alright, what else I got? Okay, this is my main rig, which is my PV 6505 Plus. I modded this one with high gain tubes, and it runs through my 1968 Marshall cabinet that has GT75, so it's very bright sounding, but it has a lot of punch to it. And then on top of that are the pedals I run through the series loop as a noise gate for the preamp hiss. This is an attenuator I had custom made for me by a guy in Canada, which basically allows me to run the amp really hot and loud, and then I use that as a master volume and I keep that low. Reverb pedal, my digital delay pedal, which of course you have to use, and those should always go through the series loop of an amp. Okay, next to that, what we got, other than the Bacardi Diet Coke, is my Alyssa's drum machine, which is better than the presets that's in my looper pedal. Great for recording. Some picks on there. This is the Black Star Fly 3 amp that works off of batteries, and it's really nice to play if you're just practicing outside or on someone's back porch or what have you. Underneath there is another cabinet. This was a PV Satriani cabinet that I used to use until I replaced it with the Marshall cabinet over there. Okay, well, we got some more pictures of Mom on the wall. Another band poster that I had framed. That's from a few years ago. That's my musical cat. Under that is actually a kazoo. I think it's called a kazoo. No, not a kazoo. It's called, I forgot what it's called. But what the Aborigines kind of made the noises with. Definitely not a kazoo. It's something else. I'll think of it in a minute. Some Van Halen books and magazines. This is kind of a toy keyboard that I never use. My mic stand. I've had this for years because all of it's metal. No plastic on here. No plastic threads. One of my microphones attached to it and my pick holders on it. Okay, so moving along here, what else we got? Another Liverpool scarf. And then down here is my main keyboard, which is awesome. It has great sounds on here. Just a great keyboard. And then my stereo for my CDs. Let's see here, some Van Halen stuff here. We got, what else we got? Oh, these are DVDs down here, some of Van Halen. A lot of them are instructional videos for Hendrix and Van Halen, but as you can see, most of them are still in their wrappers. I've never used them. Only time I've used it was when I was learning Mean Street, which took me about 3 weeks to learn, and that was mainly the intro. Here's a kind of a vintage classic radio that I've kept over the years, and a picture and a miniature Eddie guitar on there. Okay, what we got over here? These are wooden plaques that my parents had from the youngest I can ever remember. Oil paintings of bullfighters, and when they passed away, they always had them up on the house wall in Liverpool, and I brought them back over here with me. Another red and white scarf, and then down here a couple of books. Adcock pack thing. I don't know what was in that. It was a double CD and a t-shirt, I think. There's another one from an old picture from a band I was in the 80s. With another miniature guitar on there. And then over here's another upside down t-shirt. What we got? Some more band pictures or band posters from gigs that we've done. A couple of books. I might like this. It's kind of a... Once I start this, it's never going to stop, but I love it. Yeah. But now I can't turn it off. Okay. Oh, what we got over here? Oh, wait, this is it. I love it. Okay. Oh God. I wish I could do that. Alright. Love that thing. This came from a dollar store. Sometimes I put it on my amp when we're out at gigs. A pair of Aussie glasses, a pick and a little holder. Houses of Alaska. I like Alaska, it's my favourite place on earth, so I've got a lot of Alaska stuff. Another band poster up here, and some guitar magazines with Eddie on them, a Liverpool thing. These I got from Niagara Falls, I kind of like them, the butterflies. DC3 50th anniversary, oh 60th, I think we're on the 80th right now. So that thing is like 20 years old. And then right here is well, the couch with a British and American pillows on it. It's nice to sit down, or if anyone wants to come in, listen to me practice or play. What else we got? On the floor, here's a big Alaskan mat that I got from Petersburg, Alaska. I really like that a lot, actually. It's upside down. Turn it around this way. That's kind of cool. It's kind of in front of the couch over here. Let's see. Oh, the pedal board. You can't see it all on here. It's kind of big. But looks like a lot of pedals, but it really isn't. There's a noise filter. Then I've got my phaser, chorus pedal, flanger, Univibe for Hendrix stuff, equalizer that I only use when I'm playing Van Halen songs. It just gives a little edge to the brown sound I would use. Otherwise it comes off if I'm playing AC/DC, Zeppelin, Stones, UFO, that kind of thing. The blue one there's a harmonizer. That's because I'm in a one guitar band, so double solos or double guitar solos, like Thin Lizzy's, oh, I forgot, Bad Company, UFO. There's a few songs that we do that require two guitar type solos, and that pedal gives me that. Or I can use it as an Octavia or even a 12-string sound. Tuner. Overdrive that I use if I need the tap-on harmonics, the harmonic bends, squeals, that kind of thing. Just accentuates the high gain I've already got on my amp. My wireless receiver, if I decide to go wireless. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Wah-wah pedal. And then all the way along the bottom of that would be the channel selector from my amp. And then this is a custom-made looper pedal I had, again from Canada. And all my pedals work from the bottom there, so all the pedals are on and I operate them all from here. It makes them all true high pass, and it gives a boost. Well, it's got a buffer built in to boost the signal since there's so many pedals there. And at the very end of that is something I really like, what's called a tuner mute, that I can just hit, so I don't have to use the standby on my amp. I can use that and then tune at the same time. Sometimes I'll do that in between songs. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you liked the little video I put together, other than our friend over here. That would, oh, there is something else. This is my old Jeep. I had a two-door Jeep previous to the one I got now, which is four-door. But this was all kind of pimped out with the lights and everything. I kind of like that. I traded it in for my four-door Jeep about 6 years ago. That is my music room. Thanks for watching. Bye.